Hey, what's up, everybody? It's your man, Donnell Taylor, a.k.a. Small Guy Promotions, coming to you live. We over at KPAO, what is it, Studios?
Studios.
You know, public broadcasting television over here, just off of 50th and the F in Omaha, Nebraska. Let's go ahead and shift this a little bit. Boom. Well, hey, I'm live with my man Carlos Tibbs, local entertainer, comedian, you know. So it's, for me, it's not a surprise that Carlos went down the path of comedy.
Well, what you say that for?
Because I've known Carlos, it's probably been 4 or 5 years now.
It has been, man, since 1690. Yeah, man.
For those of you who don't know, he used to have a show on William King, 1690 AM The One. How long did you do that show?
I did it for 3 years.
What was it called?
The Voice.
The Voice. Oh yeah, The
Voice. Yep.
That was The Voice before The Voice, like the NBC one or whatever it is. Right?
Yeah, man. They tried to hit me up for lawsuit, so I quit.
Well, yo, check it out. I've been seeing Carlos do a lot of stuff. We had met a couple of times and talked about different ideas of things to do in the community and whatnot. And he had myself and a couple of artists, Jason Migrant Son McGee.
Jason.
Yeah, man, him, Andre Wright.
Yes.
On a show of some years back. I think that's when we first actually met, and then we kind of kicked it off. And then I ended up being a co-host on the radio station with Donna Smith with Surviving Life's Tribulations. That was when it moved to. I don't think I did any at the old location. On North 30th.
You did the Crossroads.
Yeah. I think that's when she asked me after that.
I was up there stealing clothes and doing radio show. Yeah, man, I remember that.
Stealing clothes, doing radio show.
That's what they do.
But yeah, his partner used to be Malcolm Tiller.
Malcolm.
Yep, cool people. So, I've been following him on Instagram and stuff and seeing him being very active with comedy, and he posts some of the videos of him up doing some of his sets and things like that. So I reached out to him. I was like, hey, man, I'm doing this live interview series called What's Up Omaha, and I was wondering if you might be interested. And he agreed. So we tried to set it up. We were going to try to do it last week. I was busy. He had some things going on. So we, postponed it until this weekend. So, everything happens for a reason. I'm glad that we're here today. Man, how did you come? Like I said, I knew he was a goofy dude. He's a funny dude anyway. But what did it take for you to make the decision to actually
do stand up?
Yeah, do stand up.
So when I left William King Station, I went over to KCRO with my man Pastor John Lucas, and doing the same thing I was doing, just telling jokes, just being funny, just talking about life. And somebody hit me up, was like, "Yo, can you come do stand up at my church event?" And I was like, "Oh, okay." And that was that was May 26th, no lie. May 26, 2017. And I did it, and it went well.
Yeah.
And then a couple people asked me to do some things after that, and I did them, and it went well. And I said, well, let me see how good I am. So I went to the Funny Bone and competed in a competition called Clash of the Comics. Yeah. I won, and I said, okay, well, let's keep this going. So I've only been doing it for a year, but that's just...
Coming along, though.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. Did something at the Ralston Arena.
Yeah.
Did competitions.
Yeah, I'm still in that competition. That was the first round. The second round is June 21st at the Ralston Arena at the Side Room event. We're all competing for a chance to open up for Gabriel Iglesias.
Oh, okay, cool.
Coming to the Ralston Arena July 26th.
I think
Comedy Central, Netflix,
yeah, HBO,
Showtime, yeah.
So that could be like a big opportunity.
Yeah, man. Yeah, that's the goal. Is to try to do something. And I'm doing another big show in July 20th at the Holland Center. Me and another local comic, Joshua Stupo. Okay. We're opening it up for Little Duval, DC Young Fly from Wild 'N Out. Okay. And then Country Wayne, who was like a social media guru, man. He's like viral, so that's gonna be
that's big, man. That's big.
Open it up, yeah.
Omaha is about to be everywhere, all over the map. Yeah, and that's what I love, man. There's so many people out in Omaha doing great things, and it's just great to shine a spotlight. That's the whole purpose of these videos, these What's Up Omaha interviews, is to let you know about things that are going on around the Omaha area.
Yes, sir.
Because there's a lot of good stuff, a lot of good artists, talented people that you may not necessarily know about. So I'm out here trying to, you know, hey, I'm trying to shout everybody out.
We showing the world, you know. Hey, we branding out here. You know what it is.
Trying to tell everybody about what's going on. Hey, Kelsey, how you doing today? She says, you in Georgia? When you go to Georgia?
Yeah, girl, when you get to Georgia? Can you bring me back some chicken? I got good chicken in Georgia.
Georgia. Nah.
Yeah, I hear the vocals, I hear the vocals.
But, man, so you've been doing it, you said a year, but just so y'all know, like, it's work, I'm sure. Like, we can get into all that, but don't think just because he said a year that it's not hard work. I mean, that's still relatively a short time. Things seem to be moving kind of fast, but that wasn't his first thing. He's been doing other things that have led up, you know, because the whole thing I want to talk about is being patient. And, you know, I listen to a lot of Gary Vaynerchuk and patience. And if you're doing something that you love, other opportunities, will come. Yeah, will come.
Yeah, man. I mean, not to cut you off, but you're right, man. It does take a lot of patience, and, you know, very few comics do what I've done in a year, man. And I'm totally grateful. That's all God. It's all the favor of God. But I know I've met a lot of guys in the scene in Omaha, and you'd be surprised. It is a large comedy scene here in Omaha.
Yeah.
Who've been doing 5-10 years, man. They don't break out of the small bars. So I don't take it for granted. And yes, it does take a lot of work. I don't know why, you know, God placed the favor on me.
Right.
Sometimes I don't even think I'm that funny, but people like me. But I go to open mics every Tuesday, every Wednesday to practice material. I'm writing all the time. It's not like I just get up and just tell a joke. I practice my material before I get on the big stage.
Yeah.
To make sure I'm funny, you know, or make sure, you know, it's appropriate in timing. I'm
glad that you said that. That's a great segue, because I actually was going to ask you about the process of what it takes. I mean, because, you know, a lot of people think they funny. And you get up, you tell yourself a joke and you laugh. You're like, ha ha, I'm funny. And then you go up in front of people, they're like, bruh. Or like you be like me, and I tell dad jokes. You know, I'm the king of cheese.
King of dad jokes?
Yeah, man. You know, I say the cheesiest stuff, and I don't care, because I'm like, whatever, I'm trying to have fun. But, like, it's a whole different thing. Like, and I go up and I host events like I did earlier today, music shows or my events. And, you know, I might have funny interactions, but I'm not necessarily, like, doing comedy. Like, nothing's rehearsed. It's just fly by the shorts, whatever comes out type of thing. But actually standing up, doing stand-up comedy, that's a whole different ballgame.
Oh, yeah, man. It's a monster, and I didn't realize how much of a monster it was until I started doing it, man.
Yeah.
You know, we watch them on TV, and we're like, oh, you just get up there and tell jokes. You feel them like your friends, you can do it. And it's not like that, man. My 4th time ever doing comedy, I bombed. And it was at a wedding. At a wedding reception, the lady asked me, she said, can you come do comedy at my event? And I was kind of cocky. I was like, I'm going to go up there and kill it. So I wrote these jokes, and I didn't go to open mics yet. I didn't know anything about open mics or what that meant. So I wrote these jokes, and I get up there, and I do my first joke, and they're just like... So then I'm like, oh, boo-boo jokes. Those work perfectly.
Yeah.
But then I didn't realize that people were eating.
Oh, yeah.
So, boo-boo joke, oh, man. It was the worst 5 minutes of my life. And I said, all right, if I'm going to do this, I got to get it right for sure. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, everybody can be funny around their friends, but get on that stage and telling a story and trying to keep your audience captivated.
Yep.
It is not easy.
And now, I mean, it's probably even harder nowadays, because they always talk about the short attention spans that people have. You know, everything is so...
Yeah.
If you take too long to get to the punchline or whatever it is, you know, you got to find that sweet spot. Like, you know. When
I go on stage, within the first 20 seconds, I'm throwing you a joke. I have to, or I'm going to lose you. And it has to hit. If I don't catch you within that first 30 to 45 seconds, I know it's going to be a bad show.
Yeah.
I know. So I always...
And people will boo you. They will let you... I mean, that it's not like it's a rap concert or like, you know, music like R&B. Like, people will boo you and let you know you are not doing the job.
ain't never been booed, but I have had like that silence. And for a comedian, the silence...
Crickets.
Oh, man. It is the worst thing. So the last, like 2 weeks ago, I opened up at the Funny Bone for a touring act, and we did 5 shows, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So the first night, I got up there and it was all conservative audience, Caucasian. I love y'all. And it was a corporate crowd. And so I get up there, my first joke is, oh, look, this must be a Trump crowd. And somebody said, damn right. And I said, ooh, I don't think this is going to go good for me tonight. So, it's things like that. You be like, so the other 2 nights were perfect. But that first night, I was like, even the manager, she was like, yeah. I was like, I know.
That's funny.
Yeah, but that happens.
And you got to be able to roll with the punches. I mean,
you
that
do.
type of... Now, speaking of that, being able to roll with the punches, like how much of it is like, rehearsed stuff, and how much of it is just like right there on the spot that you just make up?
It's probably about 80-20. 80%. Okay. I usually have a set list. I always have jokes written out, and I base my set on based on the audience.
Okay.
So if I have more of an urban crowd, I know there are some jokes I have to do and some jokes I shouldn't do. If I have more of a conservative white crowd, I know I can't do my hood jokes because they're not going to get it.
They ain't going to get it, yeah.
If I do my church jokes, I can't do none of that. You know what I'm saying? And then I have just jokes that work for everybody. So 80% is all rent material. Then 20% is improv.
Okay.
And I usually start off on improv. I find somebody in the audience, mess with
That's what I was going to ask you. Be messing with people?
Yeah, I mess with. I don't like try to like make them feel bad like D.L. Hughley. He'll make them feel like crap. But I just mess with them and be like, oh, y'all married? Or is this your side chick? And they be like, it's my side chick. This little, just to get the audience going, man. So
that's cool, man. Yeah, because look, the first date that me and my wife went on, man. So my wife is white. And
if y'all didn't know that.
And so like we went to the Funny Bone. Mm-hmm. This is way back in the day. We've been married 13 years now.
That's what's up, brother. How you doing it?
I don't know, man.
Yeah, I don't know either, bro. I've been doing it before, and I'm ready to listen.
Like you said, hey man, faithfulness, man. She's her faith in like religion and just like marriage.
That's
is
what
like,
keeps you.
It's solid. It's man. That's she could have left me a long time ago.
And she gave me some once a week. Twice. But
yeah, so that's down the path, like the path that I'm going down. So like, we went to the Funny Bone. It's like our first date, and like, it's like a little person, a lady. It's a lady. It's a little lady, little person, comedian, and she's up there. And of course, we had like our seats were in the front row, so she make a reference about black dude, stereotypical black dudes, and she's like, I'm a little woman, I couldn't handle it all. Like, and me and my wife was just, or she's my date at the time. We were just like, oh man, that's so awkward. Like, she's like, oh.
It really does have a big one.
She's like, I'm little, I couldn't. She's like, I couldn't handle all that. So I mean,
you got her name? I'm just playing.
That's what it is, man. It's funny, like she was super cool, man. I mean, it wasn't she wasn't like roasting anybody or anything, but she was just trying to get the crowd, involved and engaged and laughing and stuff, man. So it was cool, man. It was a good time. I will always remember that, man.
Hey, man, that's what I'm saying. That's like the joy of comedy, man. My guy Jarrell Roach, he told me always create an experience for people, man. Don't rob them of that experience. And sometimes comics we get ahead of ourselves and we say jokes that could be really hurtful to people instead of uplifting people or just bringing light to like situations. You know what I'm saying? So that's dope that she did.
Yeah, man. I need to ask my wife about that when I get home now.
Yeah, find out what that comedy is. You
remember?
I want to meet her.
Yeah, man, it was funny.
She like black man thing? Big black man?
Probably.
I mean, I'm married, but just in case my wife can leave me tomorrow.
Man, so that has to be like, we've been married 13 years, so that had to be like 15 years ago. She might be kind of older now. I mean,
I like them old, man. Social security checks, brother.
Bro, there you go. But it was a good time, man, and I will always remember that. And yeah, man, it's funny. Like there are like some instances where we've gone. Like we went to see Chappelle when he came back to the Civic Center.
Oh, yeah.
I always remember that. That dude was so high when he came out on the stage, man. He was so high.
Hey, man, listen. I don't know how comics do that, high or drunk. I did a 420 show, and I'm not one of the smokers in the first place, but it's a 420 show. They made you. So And even if you did it, you gonna catch contact because it was 12 comics and all 12 of them were smoking in this room.
Yeah.
Before we went out, so I go out and I literally forget every joke.
I
was like, man, I don't know how y'all do that, man. I must be drinking. I'm
hey,
like,
Gina.
Hey, Gina. How's it going?
I couldn't imagine them, man. Like,
I don't know how they do that, man. I gotta be water sober.
Look, when I was, in the hip hop scene, the local hip hop scene, going out to music shows all the time. They would always be doing that. I'm like, bro, like, I'm pretty sure I wouldn't be able to function, let alone try to get up there and, like, remember, like,
some words? Like, no, man, I've been tripped and fell, and I'm big, so if I fall, like, I'm just done. Because nobody's picking me up, and then I'm going to, like, take my time getting up. Don't worry about it, see how much I struggle. You know what I'm saying? Oh,
yeah, so that's not. I mean, I don't know how they do it. I don't know.
Hey, more power to y'all.
Maybe they do it so much they just like used to. I don't know.
It's like water to them.
Yeah,
I can't do it.
I remember. Yeah, boy. Anyway. So
we're just talking, people.
Yeah. So what is like on the horizon for Carlos Tibbs, and what things are you working on now, locally or nationwide?
Just right now, man, I started taking it more serious. So right now, me and my wife, we're just working on branding, making sure I get my name out there. I've become pretty much a regular now at the Funny Bone as an opener. I've been added to the roster, so we're doing that. We got the T-shirts, the Laughed Over Sorrow campaign that we're doing. We got a new T-shirt coming out in about 2 to 3 weeks that we're going to be doing. We're doing some big shows, as I mentioned earlier. And so right now the goal is to get outside of Omaha. I kind of feel like we kind of build a good audience in Omaha.
Yeah.
And now we're trying to expand into different regions. So we're looking at working with some other guys and maybe a possible tour in the fall and the winter. 2018 going into 2019. So that's really what we're looking at now.
All right, cool. That's good, man. It's hard to get that brand out there. We were talking about a little bit ago. You just before we went live, just being consistent and patient and continually getting stuff out there, whether it's daily, weekly, or whatever, but just always working on your craft and getting stuff out there so people can see it. I want to touch on one of the things that you said earlier. You said you don't want to rob people of that experience when they come out to see you. Mm-hmm. Like, you said about the crowd and saying it's like a Trump crowd and everything like that. Like, there's a lot of negativity out there right now, and I talk about negativity and positivity a lot. In videos and things that I do when I speak to youth groups and things like that. So I feel like comedy it's really like a needed thing right now because everybody's so angry all the time. Like, why can't we take some of those serious issues and make light of them and,
And some of your best comics do. It's one thing I pride myself on doing. So, like you heard, you mentioned earlier before we got on, I was talking about the Kardashians. Yeah. And the joke is Kardashians been ruining black men's lives since the beginning of time, and I bring up OJ and Ray J and Lamar Odom and Kanye West, and I make light of the situation. Everybody doesn't you like the Kardashians or you hate them. Yeah. But the idea is like, that's something that's going on, and I talk about the difference between white and black funerals, and I always start the joke off as we could help each other. You know what I'm saying?
I remember this.
You remember that? Yeah, man.
Yeah, hold on. This is the one about the chicken?
Yeah. So, and the purpose of me, like, I start off that joke is just to tell them about the differences. Like, we all have to do the same thing. We all have to go to school. Yep. We all have to die. We all go to work. Yep. But there's a difference in how we do it. But the only reason, we have hate or we don't, we talk about each other because we don't recognize that even though there are differences, there are a lot of similarities. Yep. You know what I'm saying?
It's just a matter of where we focus that energy, and people focus on the wrong things when they could just as easily focus on the things that we have in common.
Exactly, man. And so that's the whole purpose of me doing these jokes. Like, I talk about going to high school graduations and how we, white people, they kind of follow the rules, but you get that one crowd, you always hear that loud buzzer, the bang, it ain't something you ain't supposed to do, right? Right. But then you got black people, we yelling, dancing, and screaming, something we ain't supposed to do, and then you always hear them say, please hold all the applause to the end. And then you hear everybody say, oh, F you, we ain't waiting for nothing. But that's just, that's something that we can all come together and really, that's just something that brings us together, man. We all have a commonality in something, man. I like to just talk on topics that bring us together, bring everybody, whether you black, white, gay, fat, skinny, Muslim, Arab, whatever, man. We don't have to hate each other. We can really love each other, and let comedy, bring light of that.
Yep.
Now there are some comics who go too far. Like I'm gonna touch on it. Roseanne.
Yeah.
Okay. Roseanne made a joke, and it could have been funny, but I think everybody kind of understood the intent behind it.
Yeah.
And the connotation of ape and black people.
Yeah.
That's not something that's funny, because that's something that black people are still kind of dealing with to this day.
Yeah.
Chris Rock also made a joke that wasn't funny. He said, and I don't know if you've seen this Tambourine special on Netflix, he said, I want to see white mothers cry the way black mothers cry.
No.
Right. That's that. So I get the context in what he was saying it, but to use it as a joke, as a punchline, and to want to see pain, that's a horrible way of doing things.
Yeah, he could have totally turned that a different way and So
that's robbing somebody of their experience.
Yeah.
Because now, what could have been a teaching moment has now turned into a moment.
Right on, Kelsey.
Right on.
she said, laughter is universal and it's good for the soul.
Laughter over sorrow. Like, I got this off of a Bible verse. The Bible verse is Job 8:21. And I was asking God, like, how can I relate this to my own spiritual walk to be better? And he took me to the scripture. And the scripture says, I will restore your joy. I will restore your life with joy and laughter. And so I was like, all right, cool. Laughter over sorrow.
Yeah.
But you're right. Laughter is universal. But laughter can also be hateful. And that's what I mean by don't rob somebody of their experience. You know what I'm saying?
That's a good message,
I can crack on white people. And white people can crack on me. But it's all in how you do it and how you present
intent too, yeah.
There you go.
Like, are you really trying to be light and fun with it, or are you trying to be hurtful? And
right. Like I talk about how at work, you see the white dude going there taking a dump, and he don't wash his hands, and then he brings chocolate chip cookies. That all white men do that, but I've seen some because I've been in the bathroom playing Facebook. And I've seen it. So that's something that happens. But then you have black people who always want to bring their salty food, soul food, and Becky's on a diet. She can't eat it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it's just I made fun of white people, and then I made fun of black people. And we all just got to come together, man.
And I think too is you have to walk a fine line, because as we talked about, with the negativity, there's a lot of people out there, and I say this all the time. It's like people aren't happy unless they're unhappy, or unless they're complaining about something. They're looking for something to be upset about, and it's trolls and all that stuff or whatever. I don't understand it, but you have to. I would think that you have to walk a fine line when you're telling jokes, just because it can be taken out of context. I mean,
I do, and it's easy for me though because of my heart. I literally have no malicious thoughts to anybody. I don't care what you are or where your background is or I have no malicious thoughts to you. So it's easy. But a good thing you bring up trolls. Here's the thing, man. No matter when you do anything in public, you're going to have somebody always hating.
Yeah.
So, and people be like, man, how do you respond to that? I be like, I can focus on the one or two that hate, or I can focus on the hundreds or the thousands who love.
Yep. Boom.
So it's all about your perception and how you perceive things, and that I want to. It's kind of serious right now, but really, think about that. We could focus on what the media puts out there, and we could focus on what a few hundred people are saying, or we could focus on what the millions are actually doing and living in their everyday lives and loving people and living in good lives. So. Hi, everybody. I can't see. I got bad eyes.
She was just saying she got to go. They have a wedding.
Oh, who get married? Somebody going to get some booty tonight.
So she's a DJ.
Hey, come on in.
We live. So this is Jam.
We already knew
who it was.
Come on in.
Oh, shoot.
What up, man?
Come on in.
Good. How you doing, man?
Hey, everybody. This is Jerron Taylor.
What's up, y'all?
Hi.
How y'all doing?
He's doing big things in the community as well.
I'm trying.
What are you doing here today?
CBN is going to be singing a number of songs, some of the original stuff that will be on our EP.
Yes! When's that coming out?
August 24th.
Oh my gosh!
So you can check out what he's doing. Hey, where can people? We're doing What's Up Omaha. I don't know.
Oh, okay.
if you've seen any of the interviews that I've done, but that's what we're doing right now. So where can people find you if they want to hear some good singing and like?
You can find me on Sundays at Rockbrook at 8:45 in the morning.
Yes.
You can find me at Pilgrim Baptist Church at 10.
Yes.
You can find me at Antioch Church of God in Christ.
Yes.
At 12 o'clock on Sundays.
Can they find you in St. Louis rolling on dubs?
They can probably find me in St. Louis rolling on dubs.
He's on Christian Mingle, Tinder, and BlackPeopleMeet.com.
And I already found my mate. Bow! You know what I'm talking about?
Hey, my wife is taking pictures right now. Hey, I got somebody else I want y'all to meet. Malachi!
Look, hold on, I just found out through social media that you used to be in the military.
I was.
I just saw. I didn't know that about you.
Yeah.
So hey people, this is Malachi. This is my self-proclaimed manager.
Were you in?
He is my manager.
Oh, okay.
This is my manager.
How y'all doing?
Crucial Conflict Agency. Tell him what you're doing, man.
Is this
We're live right now.
Oh, okay.
He's like, I'm live, David.
It's a podcast, brother.
Podcast. Okay, how y'all doing out there? My name is Malachi Eason. I am the CEO of Crucial Conflict Agency. I represent Carlos Tibbs. I represent Jaron Taylor and CB Nation. I represent Malachi and the K-Ladies and the Royal Society. And so basically we're a brand new agency that's basically supporting artists who are not just talented in that one thing that they do more than one thing. So the reason why we took this on because we want to give opportunity to people who actually have talent to reach the nation. So we're a Christian-based kind of thing. We do everything with class. I hate you. And so we're just basically trying to do the work of God the right way. So that's how we're doing it.
And look at his pants.
Look at the pen. If you're going to do it, you got to do it that way.
This is my Kojic pen.
If you're going to do it, do
This
it
pen
right.
is for convocation. I was trying not to show everybody until November.
Look, I was gonna say something, but I was like, I don't know him that well.
Oh no,
I'm
I
not
said
sensitive.
he don't care.
These they cost money. These cost $2,000. I'm like $200.
Hey, please,
Close to it.
on Facebook, go look up Crucial Conflict.
Crucial Conflict
Go add
Agency.
them. There's
With a
something
K.
big
Right
coming.
now.
Do nothing but K's, no C's.
Because he's a Kappa in a fraternity.
Because he's a Kappa in a fraternity.
Oh, he's in a fraternity called Kappa. Shut up. We're doing something big. Us three are doing something
happening.
big.
It's
So please go add it so you can be there.
We got some
and hear about
special
it.
things happening. October is gonna be tight, man.
We coming
October.
with it. We coming with it. We coming swinging like Tyson.
Tyson, speaking like Bud Crawford.
Bud Crawford.
Knocking people out.
Hey, shout out to Bud Crawford.
He fighting tonight. Shout out to T. Bud Crawford.
Yeah, go ahead, do your
Represent
thing tonight.
Omaha.
We're going to be watching on ESPN Plus.
Hey, and while we at it, I gotta shout out my guy Joshua Ostupo. Make sure y'all look him up. One of the funniest dudes ever.
Right.
Shout out Jarrell Roach. Get out of here. And shout out Tony Geist, the backline, Dusty Steele, all those guys. Dusty Steele is doing his final show at the backline tonight at 9 and 10 o'clock. It's called Missing Kittens. He's been doing it for 6 years and he's going to call it quits because he's doing other big things. So shout out. Oh, another local comic, Richard Reese. If you've ever been to the Funny Bone, I'm pretty sure you've seen Richard Reese because he opens for everybody. Michael Blackson, all the big names.
Marasuka.
Yeah, he has a book out called My Haiku, and he just takes pictures of. Richard Reese, he does Funny Bone, and he actually tours with Carnival Cruise Lines.
Yeah.
And he does the comedy shows on Carnival Cruise Line.
Okay, cool.
And so he got a book of pictures. He's just them doing different things while he's on tour, whether it be
Now,
on
is he really doing it on Carnival Cruise Line, or is it like Titus and Dromedon from that TV show?
No, man. He's gone for weeks. He be gone for weeks at a time on the cruise line, actually doing shows on the cruise.
All right, you know what y'all talking about? Kimmy,
No, I didn't know what you.
Kimmy Schmidt is some new. It's like a Netflix
Hey man,
show, right?
yeah, I ain't seen that one. I see Shameless on Netflix.
That's a bad show, man.
I love that show.
I mean, it's a good show, but like my wife be watching. I was like, man, it's so bad. Like this is.
It's so bad, it's so good.
Yeah. Don't watch that show with your kids around.
No, please don't watch that show with
That
your
show
kids.
is horrible.
Or your grandma.
Yeah, but it's one of those ones like, I don't watch it, but if she's watching it, like I'll be like, I'm just gonna sit here and then I end up watching it all. We like three episodes in and I can't get up to go use the restroom because I'm so like.
Right. It's one of those shows, man. You ever like pass a bathroom break, but like, man, I can't go to the bathroom until I finish this last episode.
Yeah, I gotta wait till it's over. So yeah.
I take my phone with me. I go doo-doo and take my phone with me and watch it.
See, that's a nice. Well, since we're watching it together, I don't think you can do that. But like, yeah, Netflix, you could probably just.
I put it on my phone. Like I'll be watching on TV, then like, hold on, pause. Let me look it up on my phone. And I go take my doo-doo. Take me about 25-minute doo-doo. Watch it on Netflix. it's kind of nasty because I gotta wipe my butt, and sometimes I forget that I ain't washed my hands yet. It's just my phone. So if you ever see my phone, don't grab my phone.
Look, you
got feces on it.
You ever see that video? There's a video, and it was like a dude taking he had it on selfie mode, and he was like, I thought it was a serious video, but it ended up being like a comical video. And the dude was like, he was like all traumatized and stuff, and he was talking about he went to the barbershop, and he goes, I was in the barber chair, and like the barber went to the restroom.
He came back,
and he was like lining me up, and he put his hand on my face, and there was doodle under his fingernail. And I was like, what,
bro? Have you ever came across a barber with funky fingers? Like when they be winding you up, they be like right here, and I be like, "Yo, man, I don't know."
I ain't cut my hair in a long time. So.
I just got my hair cut. My new barber don't do that. It was actually Jerron. But I had an old barber, and I hope he don't see this. I don't care. But his hands always smell like he been eating butt. That's what his hands smell like. Oh, man, I hope kids ain't watching this. Jesus Christ. I'm a Christian comedian telling about eating butt. Hashtag me too.
Oh, man. Yeah, I haven't gone. My wife does hair, but I haven't gone to a barber in a long time. So I'm luckily, I don't remember that. I just always remember... Like, you gotta be careful when you put your arms on the armrest. Like, if you're a lady, you probably don't know what I'm talking about. I ain't even gonna say it.
Hey!
But if you a dude...
Man! Dude, man, if you don't get that off me...
I rebuke you!
Get that thing off me, Doc! I'm trying to rub against my elbow, man!
If you're ever in a barber chair, you gotta sit like this. Don't put your arms on the armrest.
Hey, ladies, y'all don't know. It's hard being a straight man nowadays. For real, like real life, man. Like one day, I was talking to Jerron, and we were talking about Taco Bell. And I said, man, have you ever had one of those Cinnabons, man? And you bite into it, and the cream filling just bust in your mouth. And I was like, oh my god, that was the gayest thing I ever did in my life. I love gay people though.
Oh man.
See what I'm saying, man? I didn't say anything bad about homosexual alone.
Intent. Yeah,
I love them. Yes.
I talk about that. Often like homosexual. Not often, but like I have a cousin who is married to a woman and whatnot. And like
is she like the stud or?
I don't know.
I like the stud.
I just don't.
You don't know? He's so uncomfortable right now.
I don't know. No, look. But like, look. So like, I don't care. But like, it's just when you don't know, like, you don't want to just ask someone. Like, that's what it is. It's hard to open up that line of communication to fully understand. And that's like the racial thing. Like, it's hard because people don't want to ask those questions that are, like you might literally be curious about something, right? But you would rather remain ignorant because you don't want to feel uncomfortable to open up that. You
don't want to even offend somebody.
Yeah.
Hey, but that's the beauty of comedy, man. And hopefully a good comedian opens up those lines of communication.
Man. Yeah. Conversations that need to be had.
Right. So like for instance, I did a show at Eagles Nest with Jarrell, and a lady I got up there right before I got on. I got up there, and when she walked up, the first thing I said was, "Oh man, she got the haircut that white women had when they date black men." so I told the comedian next to me, and we laughed a little bit, and then like 2 minutes later, she called her son on stage, who was mixed, and I busted out laughing. It was like quiet because they was talking about like a mission trip to Cuba, and she looked at me, and the son looked at me like, "Why are y'all laughing?" So the first thing I said when I got up there was, "I knew you date black men. I saw the haircut." But after that, she was kind of upset. But afterwards, we talked about it and we came to an understanding. She was like, "Y'all really know that?" I said, "Yeah, black people know."
Yeah, you can tell. I mean, it's so crazy because like we will never be exactly on the same page, no matter how hard we try. Because there's just certain things that people have gone through on either side, that we can't necessarily relate to. Right. You can empathize and things like that and try to understand, but some things you
just never get.
Yeah, unless you're actually in it. So it's crazy like how you can tell like things like that when you see people like, oh man, like I see, there's a dude at my work. I'm like, he's a white dude. And just like the way he talks and stuff, like he probably hang around a lot of black people. Like, I mean, and you don't mean anything by it,
but you could just tell.
Yeah,
you could just tell.
Yeah, so I mean, there are differences, but again, we don't have to focus on those differences all the time. It's let's focus on the things that we have in common and the things that we enjoy and the things that bring us joy and laughter and things like that.
There you go.
We can find a million things that we have different between us,
right?
But we can also find a million things that we have in common,
right?
So, I mean, let's talk about those things and grow, and hopefully through that growth of those things that we have in common, we can start to learn a little bit more about those things that make us different, and maybe get a better understanding of those things that make us different.
Amen.
We don't have to be scared of that conversation.
Amen.
So, I mean, if you have an opportunity to open a door like that, whether it's through comedy, music, food, music, food, all that type of stuff, it brings people together.
The arts brings everybody together, man.
Yeah.
The arts, painting, dancing. You know how many great white dance? I think I did an event with you.
Oh yeah, at the Hope Center.
Yeah, man. It was a little kid named Joey. Joey has moved out to California to pursue his dance career. I saw that. I've been asking him to give me some more moves.
Man, see, and that's what it's about, man. Like, we go back. There's so many people that I have come into contact with, and whether I'm in contact with them now or not, or maybe we haven't talked, but I follow him. Like, I don't talk to Carlos all the time, but I told him, I said, man, I still been following you. Like, I see what you're doing, and I just want to bring you on and talk about some of that positivity.
I'm gonna lie, he helped me gain weight, and I don't need to.
Man,
he'd be like, man, they got some good food. I'd be like, God,
look, man, I made up a song. It's like, instead of all I do is win, all I do is eat, no matter what.
Hey.
It's weighing on my belly, and now I got a gut.
Hot wings. Hey, we gotta drop that album, man. Gotta drop that album.
It goes like every time I get on the scale, it goes up, and it stay there. Yo, man, that's
hey, that's real life, man. Danielle he be putting these food posts. I be like, oh man, I ain't never had that before.
Man, that's what I had an interview on Monday with my favorite place, Golden Bowl Chinese, and I told them,
where's that at?
In Bellevue on 4th.
Oh, my go.
Look, man, they have a Donnell special. You like crab rangoon?
Oh man, I love it. My wife loves crab rangoon.
If you call them
is that up the street by the old No Frills?
Yeah, by where TD Ameritrade used to be.
Yep. My wife been here.
Look, if you call them a day ahead and ask for the Donnell special, it's a gigantic crab rangoon. Like, it's like 4 in 1. It's huge. You gotta call them because they gotta thaw it the day before and stuff.
That's fine.
But tell them when you're gonna come in. They will prepare it. Say the Donnell special. Say you're coming in because small guy or whatever.
They open on Sundays.
Yep. The only day they're not open is Monday.
I'm calling today. And when they get done with this, are we done? So I'll go call real quick.
But John and Michael over there are great. But I told him on Monday when we did the interview, I said, dude, I think you guys are the reason that I became like a foodie, because I remember I was trying to write blogs back then, just getting into it, and we went out there to eat, and it was our first time because they had just opened in Bellevue, and the plate of we got barbecue pork fried rice. It was like a mountain of food, so I had my daughter put her hand by the plate to show how big it was for size, for scale.
Right.
And I took a picture and I added that to my blog, and I think from then on, man, I just started taking pictures all the time of my food and stuff, and people have been enjoying it. I started a foodie group, people post pictures.
You had something where you go to is it dive or bar food or something like that?
Oh, you talking about that wing thing?
Yeah.
Oh, that was Steve Gates, Scuba Steve.
Y'all done with that?
Guy. Yeah, he only did it that year, I think.
Yeah, do it again?
If he ever does, he can call me anytime.
I would love to.
So look, because I tried to get you to, So look,
I want some wings.
I don't know if you know Scuba Steve. He's got I don't know how much he's keeping up with it now, but he's got a blog called, and a site called Hit That Dive. And he would go to different bars and eat wings. So he decided to do a competition when he was growing a mustache for Mustaches for Kids. And what it was we went to 9 different bars or restaurants, like Oscars, Ray's Wings, Observatory Bar and Grill, and things like that. We went to 5 the first day, and then the next week it was 4. I couldn't make the second week, so I was calling around asking people if they could step in for me. But it was a wing challenge. There was 5 categories of taste, crispiness, size of the wing. We were eating the wings, and it was free for us to eat all these wings, and we just had to judge them and say what we liked the most about them. And he tallied up the points at the end, and that's how they came out with
I missed my opportunity one day.
Man, that was so... I couldn't believe I couldn't get anybody to stand. I was like, yo, it's all the like free wings at like all these different places, and everybody was busy. It was last minute, and you know, I had a wedding or something to go to that day. I think I can't remember what it was, but yeah. So I wish we could do that again. Shoot, hey, Steve.
Scuba Steve! We want some wings! Sir! Some barbecue. Do a barbecue one.
Oh, man.
Ooh.
They got Rib Fest going on right now over in Millard. Right now.
Well, you know, it was nice.
Until 6 o'clock is going on, too.
They doing it tomorrow?
I think it's just today. But... that's all right. You can go down to the summer. We were talking about arts earlier. You can go down
Summer
to the
Arts Festival. I think the last day is tomorrow.
Yep, tomorrow.
Yeah.
They said they opened an hour earlier this year. So, and I think they're open till 7 or something like that tonight.
And they got live bands. They got a live stage and everything.
Yep.
So check that out downtown.
Food. They got a Santa Lucia's going on down there too.
Yep.
Downtown. There's a bunch of stuff going on.
Funnel cakes.
Ooh.
I only go to festivals for the funnel cake. I'm not gonna
Maybe
lie.
like $8 though, man. I'm like, oh god.
Sometimes it's worth it though.
It is.
Like I went to the Taste of Omaha just to get a funnel cake. Like I was driving around to try to see what a funnel cake was, and I parked right there and got out. Got me a funnel cake.
Look, man. 2 years ago, we went home. I'm from Ohio. We went to Kings Island.
Oh.
They have these, like, you can pick the toppings that you want on the funnel cake. So we got like half Reese's peanut butter cups and half Oreo, and like they got cherries on top. Boy, let me tell you. Let me tell you.
I just imagine it. My mouth started watering.
Man, it's time to. It is time to go. We about to go eat now. So, but yeah, man, we've been all over the place, and you know, I hope that you guys are enjoying this. If you are watching this and you're enjoying it, help us out. Help us spread the word. Over in the, it should be in the right corner. There's a little share button. You can go ahead and hit that. Tell people about it. You know, if you laughed or if you smiled or if you could relate to anything that we've been talking about. You know, help us out. Help us grow and let people know what we're doing. That's what this show is all about. What's up, Omaha Small Guy Promotions. So, is there anything else that you have going on or that you want the people to know about you today?
I mean, I love everybody, man. It's like I like to make people laugh. I'm grateful for the opportunity to be given the gift to do it. If you want to know more about what I'm doing, upcoming shows, you can add me on my personal Facebook page. It's just Carlos, Carlos Tibbs. T as a Tom, I, B as a boy, B as a boy S. I have a comedic page I post on there,
which is tagged here in this video.
It's tagged in there, and then Instagram. I do a lot on Instagram. It's a Tibbs Viewpoint, all one word, Tibbs Viewpoint. So you can hit me on those. Oh, I have a website, www.tibbsviewpoint.com. We always post upcoming events. You may even see different things. We got some sketch comedy things we're coming up. So
cool.
That's it.
If you ever need anybody to, sketch comedy, I
I'm gonna have to add the nail to something.
Man, I love being. Look, I said I'm trying to have my hands on everything.
Hey man, you got to.
I'm trying to.
Listen, the nail.
Diversify your bonds.
The nail sells stocks. He sell weave. He sell chicken. He sell fish dinners on the weekend. He does small guy promotions. He's a stripper.
Hey.
He's a preacher.
I'm part Jamaican.
He's a preacher. and he is Trump's advisor to all promotional needs.
Boom. Boom.
And he's black.
No. Now, that's what we try to do, man. I try to stay busy, try to, look, man, I was talking about this today at the Lupus Walk that I was emceeing. We were talking about, like, once you find, like, your calling or your path, everything just gets so much easier.
Everything does, brother.
It's just, like, you go through life all the time just thinking you're supposed to do one thing because that's what you're taught to do. You're taught that you're supposed to go and find a job when you become an adult and all this stuff, but that's not the way it has to be, man. Like,
it doesn't. You
follow your heart, you follow, like, whatever you feel, your dreams, even if people don't believe in it, as long as you believe in it and you think that you can do it and you can be successful, work hard, grind. It's not going to be easy. As they say, if it was easy, everybody would do it.
Everybody would do it. And hey,
but be different, man. You don't be like everybody else.
No.
Be different. Be different. Because that's when you find that happiness is being different. Like, I found that years ago that, man, everybody's not happy. And people think that I'm different because I am happy.
And there's nothing wrong with being happy.
I sing because I'm happy.
I say because happy.
Yeah.
But no, man. Now I appreciate you, man, for giving me this opportunity, man.
Thank you.
We got some more stuff we about to film. Listen, I think this is gonna be on Channel 22 in like 3 weeks. I don't know. Add me on Facebook, and then I'll let you know.
Check it out. We'll after this video, as we do with all of our videos, I'll probably start working on it tonight. I don't do a lot of editing and things like that, but I will upload it to YouTube. Small Guy Promotions. You can just search me there, and then that's probably what you should do. You should probably get a YouTube.
I have a YouTube.
Oh,
Carlos Tibbs.
So you just say YouTube? See,
sorry, I do have YouTube.
So, catch him there. Catch Small Guy there. And then I'll also upload it to the Anchor app, which is a podcast app. If you don't have time, to focus on watching the video, you can just go to the podcast app and listen. And you can share it. Please share that. That helps us so much. It doesn't cost anything. If you're already here watching it, just share it.
Just share it.
If you're watching the video later, just share it.
Share it.
Follow us on these. Follow us on YouTube.
Share
it.
Hey.
I'm talking to you, brother.
You in there? Share it.
Share it.
I like those pants. Oh, he like those. You talking about Malachi?
Yeah.
Share it.
His pants was. I seriously was gonna say something about them pants. I was like, I don't know him that well. So, but yeah, that's what it is, y'all. Man, as I say all the time, I hope you have a wonderful day. Smile, help someone else smile. Laugh and help somebody else laugh. That's what it's about. Peace out, y'all.
Peace out.
Yeah.